What's up guys, welcome back with another video. Today we're having a look at the new Danny version 5.1. We'll be diving into the exciting new features and updates that this latest version has to offer. All the links will be down below in the description for those who want to check it out. The Danny version 5.1 AirPods Pro 2 clone is powered by the Huilian H2S Pro chip, as known as the Huilian 277 chip, as compared to the H2 Slim in the version 5.0. It is expected to have an improvement in the ANC, as well as having long-lasting battery life to approximately up to 7 to 8 hours per charge. Just like the version 5.0, it does have volume sliding controls. Other than that, it has all of the features from the previous models, including spatial audio. It supports iOS 16 and Android. For Android users, you can download the Starfun APK app to adjust some of the available settings. Delivery took slightly under 2 weeks for me, but the average time is in between 2 to 4 weeks. So today we'll be testing a couple of things, including the sound quality, ANC, transparency mode, spatial audio, mainly head tracking. The version 5.1 is supposed to have hybrid ANC due to its having 2 mics as compared to 1 in the version 5.0. So once you get your package, obviously any products that you purchase from Danny is gonna come in a double box to avoid your product getting confiscated from the customs. And as you open the double box, you will see the original looking packaging, as you can tell, including the 2 pull tabs at the top and the bottom. And of course, here is a closer look of the packaging, very similar to the original ones. Obviously, I will not say that it is 100% perfect, but when it comes to the details, it is pretty decently good. When it comes to the packaging compared to the version 5.0, I will not say that there's a huge difference. I'd say the main difference is probably going to be the stickers right here. Slight difference right there with the serial number, 2nd generation AirPods Pro. Let's check it out. So once again, the pull tabs are going to be slightly too glued to the box compared to the original ones. Pretty satisfying removing the pull tabs. Once you open the cover of the box, the first thing you'll see is the little pamphlet that says designed by California. It always has been like that, with the few manuals inside the box, including the warranty cards and of course the user manual right here. We'll then have the AirPods Pro 2 clones. A charging cable Lightning to USB-C will be provided in the box to charge the earbuds. And finally, we will have the new packaging for the extra small, small and large ear tips. So let's check them out. Here are the Danny version 5.1. Here is a close-up look of the charging case. At the bottom, we do have the speaker on the right. We do have a Lightning port. You can also charge these wirelessly. It does have Bluetooth 5.3, wireless charging, MagSafe. We do have some sort of a matte hinge in the back, very similar to the original ones. The engravings that says designed by California, assembled in China. Some sellers might have assembled in Vietnam instead, but it doesn't really matter because the original ones are produced in both countries. And finally, we'll have a pairing button in the back. If you do open up the lid, usually you'll have an LED turn on, but since mine, I've had it for a while, obviously this won't have any juice, so I'll have to charge them up. But let's have a look inside the case. We will have the engravings right there with the serial number, as you can tell. And we do have the earbuds right there, and here's inside of the case with that metal hinge. Has a pretty nice matte hinge, as you can tell. As for the earbuds themselves, as you can see, they're pretty much 1-to-1. We do have the metal mesh and the sensors right there, another mesh right there on the top. At the bottom of the earbuds, we have the same charging mechanism with a chrome ring, right plastic, and a left and right indicator. The engravings at the bottom as well with the serial number. Whenever you're going to be removing the ear tips to switch to a smaller or larger ear tips, be really careful how you're going to pull the ear tips from the clones. You always hold the earbuds like this with 3 fingers, okay? Hold it really tight. Don't pull it like this because you might actually open up the earbuds and you might actually pull one of the ribbon cables. Sometimes the ear tips is going to be pretty tight. In this case, it is what is happening. And as you can see, I pulled it off Nothing is broken. So when it comes to the version 5.1, it is supposed to have the quick switch feature, which allows you to quickly simultaneously switch in between up to 2 devices, and this works between 2 iPhones and iPad. I'm not entirely sure if it does work on Mac. Since I do not have Mac, I won't be able to test that feature. But if you do have a Windows device such as a Windows laptop or PC, you will be able to use the version 5.1 just like any other Bluetooth earbuds. Anyways, to connect to your devices, it's really simple, just like the original ones. All you have to do is simply open up the lid, and then you are going to see the pop-up animation on both of these devices. And as you can see, there's the green LED. The first time you might connect, it might not actually show the green LED, but instead a white amber light. Depends how the factory is gonna set it up. But all you're gonna do is simply tap on connect on both devices at the same time. And then what you're gonna do is simply hold the pairing button in the back until it says connecting. As you saw, we did hear a slight sound from the speaker of the case. And as you can tell, they're both connected to my device. And just to show you guys, if you bring down the control center, you'll be able to connect to the AirPods Pros on any of these 2 devices. So that's pretty cool. And if you go to the Bluetooth settings, tap on the eye information, we do have the battery information of each of the earbuds right there. And of the charging case, we do have the names that you can change, transparency mode, ANC, the pressure controls right there, air tip fit test. We got the calls controls, air detection, you can turn it off if you do not like it. The microphone settings, optimized battery charging, and finally we will have the serial number over there with the limited warranty, and that serial number over there of the charging case will match the one right here, as you can tell. So since the AirPods Pros are connected to 2 of my devices right now, I'm going to just quickly test out the sound quality of the version 5.1. So yeah, the sound quality of the version 5.1 is pretty good. I do see that it does have pretty good clarity in the audio and the vocals especially. And when it comes to the bass, it does have some bass, so that's pretty good. If you're asking me if these are better than the version 5.0 or version 5.9, I would have to test both of these side by side. But I believe that the version 5.9 might have slightly more bass than the version 5.1. I'm not entirely sure. So right now I'm just going to test out the quick switch features to see if it works perfectly fine. I'm going to play music on my iPhone on the left, and then I'm going to play music on the right, switch it between and see if it does actually work. So as you can see, once again, it is connected to 2 of my devices. Let's play music on the iPhone. The music is playing. Now let's play Spotify instead of Apple Music. And yeah, it does work. As you can tell, it pauses the Apple Music app and plays on Spotify. So yeah, the audio is pretty much just switching between and works perfectly fine. Let's test out ear detection. If I remove the right side of the earbuds, it pauses, put it back in my ear, it plays. Same thing on the left side, it pauses, put it back in my left ear, it plays. Now one of the main features of the version 5.1 is that it does have the volume sliding control. So if we do swipe up, as you can see right there, the volume does go up. And if I swipe down, it basically reduces the volume. Swiping gesture on the stem is actually pretty accurate, so I'm pretty impressed with that. Very similar like the version 5.0. They've really implemented really well the volume control slider on these clones. The feature I want to test right now is going to be ANC transparency mode and of course spatial audio. Let's test out transparency mode. So yeah, transparency mode does work pretty well. Obviously, I don't think that it is better or as good as the original AirPods Pros 2. Now let's test out ANC. And yeah, ANC does work really well. It is definitely a lot better than the version 5.0. I've heard some people say that the version 5.0 doesn't have the best ANC, great ANC, but the version 5.1 is definitely a lot better than the version 5.0. And lastly, let's test out the spatial audio and see if it actually works or not. So yeah, fixed mode does actually work. Let's test out head tracking. So yeah, I'm turning my head to the left and to the right, and the audio is actually moving around. depending on your head movement. So yeah, spatial audio does work just like the version 5.0. Both of these models do have spatial audio head tracking, so it does work pretty well. So this is the microphone test of the Danny version 5.1. Once again, this is a completely raw audio coming straight from the microphone itself, and this is exactly pretty much how you're going to sound like whenever you're making a phone call on the phone app, Discord, Zoom, whenever you're having a meeting. So tell me how it sounds, tell me if the audio is good or not, if it's usable or not. When it comes to the version 5.1, as you can tell, it does appear on the Find My iPhone app, but unfortunately, just like most clones out there, it does not have all of the features on the Find My iPhone app. So like I said earlier, the version 5.1 is powered by the Huilian H2S Pro chip, which is the 277 chip. And for Android users, you can download the Android app called Storefront, and this is going to allow you to adjust some of the features, such as turning on ANC or transparency mode and much more features. So I'll drop a link down in the description where you guys can check it out. But once you have connected the version 5.1 to your phone, all you can do is simply open the Storefront app. And as you can tell, it is connected to the AirPods Pros right there. We got the individual battery percentage of the right side of the earbuds, and of course we've got the battery percentage of the charging case. You can change the name of the product to whatever you want. You do have the ANC and transparency mode over there. You can turn it off if you would like to. And here is the spatial audio feature, head tracking if you would like to use head tracking on YouTube. If you tap on more, you do have more information right here about the product, such as the chipset right here, 277 H2S Pro, so which is Huilian, and here is basically the MAC address of the product. It might be slightly different for each individual product right there. And here is basically check firmware. If you do tap on it, it will check if you do have any new software updates. But as you can see, there's no currently software updates. This means that the seller or the factory has already installed the latest firmware right there. So guys, this is the Danny version 5.1. Overall, it does have great sound quality, great ANC and transparency mode. I would say that the volume sliding control on these is very accurate, and the gyroscope on this for spatial audio is pretty good. And of course, we do have the one-to-one hinge right here, the matte hinge, just like the version 4.7 and version 4.8. So guys, if you got any questions, comment below in this video. Make sure to give a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I will catch you guys very soon. Peace out.